Hi, welcome back to the channel, FIFA Mobile. Alright, COTS challenge cleared in the Serie A. So I managed to sell my 110RM for 51.75 million and onward towards the next target of mine, which is 800 million. That's fantastic there. So this is one of those matches, of course, you got to play before you reach the final stage of the TOTS challenge itself. So of course, TOTS final challenge is against a human player. I'm really lucky today that I managed to have a less difficult opponent. Of course, times arises whereby there are really tough opponents, and of course there are also chances whereby you meet with really rigged matches whereby EA decided the player to win against you. So this is something that you can't foresee and can't be controlled. So these are things that sometimes just frustrate us. So nonetheless, I think in terms of winning this match itself with Inter, basically you need to be persistent itself, try to do the cross spams against the system. So I think that's the only way to go about it, because it's quite rigged in a way, because sometimes user's ball just passes you without you knowing. So just make sure you try your best to do in terms of cross spammed. That's for against this so-called the system players. So again, in terms of making more coins, I think you got to really work on those exchanges. Whenever possible, sell the players. You got to compare the prices, as always mentioned in my video, across whether could you get a better price from the market if you sell the player, or would you be able to get better price if you put it in the exchange itself. So there are exchanges now in the foundations which you'll be able to get a better price compared to market sometimes. Then of course there's another option, which is whether if you put that player into the exchange for a higher OVR player, would that higher OVR player fetch you a better price? These are all the things you could consider before you decide on your move. So for me, I'm always trying to gain more coins. My target is 1.1 billion because I'm aiming that every single player will need 100 million for replacement, because of the fact that eventually when it goes further into the game towards the tail end itself, there's a good chance the players will get cheaper and of higher OV of 115 or so. So I'm really hoping for that day to appear and we can spend our 1.1 billion itself. So at this juncture, I'm already hitting about 765 million or so after I saw that 110RM. So definitely something, a target I'm hoping to get really soon. The alternative is, of course, to clear off my current players, and that will grant me probably a few hundred million, and probably that will be also a cover for me to spend and achieve my target. But again, the prices of the 115 players has not come down yet because there's no better player currently. Alright, so today the H2H matches against this legendary 3 player. I'm really fortunate. It's not a really rigged match in a way, and also the fact that it's not really a difficult opponent, so I'm really thankful for that. And of course the players are good nonetheless. He has good players, and also the fact that he played well as well, but it's just that unfortunately it's against a higher OVR player like myself. That's why probably have lose, otherwise could able to get a win as well. So I'm going to swap in 2 of my players, as you saw just now, of higher OVR as a start, because of the TOTS as a requirement. Of 3 numbers of TOTS, I have 2 numbers that are really low OVR that I do not want them to play in my matches itself. So I've already swapped that out. Eventually when time arises for a substitute, you get 2 really good players as in my core team itself. Right, because you can see here it is not a rigged match in a way that is in a favor of the opponent, so I'm able to tackle it easily, but nonetheless really be caution here. Sometimes, you know, even though you may have a less difficult opponent, it may be rigged in a certain way, but in this case it's not. And but nonetheless it's important to respect your player. Do not make funny emojis to humiliate them or whatnot. Okay, just make sure you do that. Alright, so here it's quite obvious it's in my favor, so you can see here easily headed in. So really thankful for that. By winning this, we will win a player of 105 minimally. So with that, we can collect more numbers of 105 and eventually can put them into the exchange itself. Doing slide tackles are really dangerous sometimes because you may get a red card. So do remember, if you really want to do it up front before the players comes arise. So basically you're blocking the path of the player. Sometimes that's why the he'll let go of the ball and pass it to you. So if you have go into a direct tackle and you use a sliding tackle like this, there's a good chance you get a yellow card, even a red card. So just be sure when you try and do a sliding tackle, just trying to lie down before the opponent can run with his ball. So that's why you should do a stopper. That's just like a roadblock. Right? So make sure you do that, or unless you're hoping for a yellow card or a red card, you can do a direct. Right? So interventions, you should be smart with that. All right. So otherwise, losing a player in the field is no joke. All right. So now, the other thing about defending is really you got to think about where the ball is going to go about. So in terms of defending, I always try to use second defender. So there's another line. That's what I meant again. You lie down before that. You go direct tackle. There's a good chance you may be gone with a red card. All right. So here we are pushing forward, and there's a good chance you can pass and score. All right. Oh, okay, great job there. So sometimes it's really luck. The game is in our favor in this case, whereby even the slight chance of getting a goal in is possible. So with that first half itself, I think we already determined the winner. We are able to win this easily with 3-0 already. Eventually, hoping that opponent can score a goal, and probably at the tail end of this match, I'll try to help the opponent score another goal, so at least we can narrow down the win. Otherwise, getting 3-0 is a bit stuck and humiliating. So hoping that not to hurt your opponent. Sometimes you get to strike back in terms of balancing the score itself. Okay, so in playing FIFA Mobile, it's not about lose and win. Sometimes it's about fair play as well. But of course, sometimes you're faced with really tough or irritating players. You may not want to apply the same concepts, because for me, it's about if you're being polite or good, I'll just try my best to narrow the winning score, so as not to be so painful. But if you are irritating and humiliating kind of players, I'll try my best to make sure the winning gap is huge. All right, so now we'll try to do some scoring as this last 30 minutes or so. Just see whether the opponent is able to score. If not, we'll try to do some backward scoring by passing to the goalkeeper, and then eventually do a walk-in, right? Walk into the goalpost with the goalkeeper. So at this juncture, I'm still trying my best to see whether it's possible to score. At the same time, if not watching the time, we will need to implement our own goal process itself. So probably it's a good time now to do the own goal process. I'm probably going to start that. Something scoring an own goal may not be easily sometimes. All right, so good chance here. Yes, the opponent has scored a goal. I think that's great. That makes him slightly happier. You're going to do another goal for him. Definitely a pass backwards, and hopefully we can pass to the goalkeeper. So trying to waste some time. We still have roughly about 20 or actually 10 minutes or so before we do the final own goal. So otherwise, what if we get another goal accidentally, and we'll just be wasting this chance of winning. So definitely going to pass back to the goalkeeper eventually and do our own goal there. Okay, so looking backwards, let's try to pass to the goalkeeper. Oh, it doesn't work that way sometimes. It's a bit frustrating. When we're passing the goalkeeper, it's so tough. So we're going to pass it back again to the goalkeeper and walk in. Oh, that's really strange there. All right, so nonetheless, I'll just give it a chance one more time to pass back to my goalkeeper, and then we'll try to do an own goal from there. All right, now time to do an own goal. Oops. Oh, that's irritating. Can't even do a proper own goal. All right, so that's for him. And I think with that, we'll end this with a slightly narrow win. Yes, struggling to do an own goal there. So 3 point versus 2 points. So I think the score of 3-2 seems like a good score there. All right, so that's the end of this match itself. With that, I'm going to share with you the winning, and eventually also the sales of my RM 110 and 51 million plus, and then bricks to need more than 700 over million, and very close to my next target of 800 million. So here we go with the winning. This is the amount as well as the player, the 105 RM. All right, so thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe, and good luck. Goodbye.